If you want to hear about St. Louis, tune into the Bucket List Show weekly. Hear what Marissa and Luke say. It drops every Wednesday. Got a dope new guest every single week. Buckle up for the ride. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the show today? They rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on. What's going on, they'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose. Yeah, this city is a place we call home. A place we call home, yeah.
The STL Bucket List show is driven by Bomarito Automotive Group. Bomarito is Missouri's #1 car dealership, and they are proud to represent the #1 podcast in St. Louis, the STL Bucket List show. We've personally purchased several vehicles from Bomarito, including our last one, which we recently just had another baby, so we had to upgrade to an SUV with third row seating. The entire team, John, Chuck, they all treated us like family. There's really nowhere else that we would buy a car in Missouri other than Bomarito Automotive Group. Enjoy the show. St. Louis, welcome back to another episode of the STL Bucket List show. We highlight the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. We have two of those people in the studio today. One of the events that everybody looks forward to in the fall, first day of fall was last week. It's starting to get cooler. We see leaves all over the ground. When you think of leaves, you think of beer. I'm drinking some Oktoberfest here from our friends over at Second Shift. So, drinking beer on the podcast. We got Steve Crider, the owner and head brewer of Second Shift Brewery. Or brewing, and we have Amee Colvin, the director of marketing and fundraising for the Brew in the Lou Festival. What year is this for you guys now?
This is 13th.
13 years.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, what do you guys do? What is this for? Let the people know what Brew in the Lou is, because a lot of people have went, but they don't actually know that it's benefiting people. They're just going to drink beer, and
as they should. That's what we want them to do. We want them to just come have fun. But it's produced by the Lutheran Elementary School Association, which. We do marketing and scholarships and professional development for our 34 Lutheran schools in the metro area.
Yeah.
And all the proceeds for this go and benefit all those three aspects of our organization. So a lot of Lutheran schools are going to be there, but also we have expanded this event so that it includes, it was originally intended to highlight the craft brew industry, which is always been hot in St. Louis.
Yes.
And so we kind of capitalized on that 13 years ago with some great partners like Steve and his group. And so then we've just continued to expand. We've got great bands. This year we have Funky Butt Brass Band, which I always have to say slowly and in rhythm.
They're so good.
They're so good.
We're
so privileged to have them.
Yeah.
So we've increased our entertainment. We have great food vendors. We have food trucks, and then of course our craft beers. But this year, of course, we're really expanded to spirits.
Yeah.
And then we have retail vendors as well. So
nice.
It's something for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it's well worth the ticket price for anyone.
Yeah. No, I mean, these events are what makes St. Louis so special, because it seems like every great event in St. Louis benefits somebody else. It's getting people together. And Steve, you do events all over the city. We were just talking about it before. You're doing like 3 or 4 events just that weekend.
Yeah, that weekend. Yeah.
So I know you're preparing. That's still a couple weeks out, but Steve, you started had an interesting journey, because you started as a brewer on your property, and then that led into a tasting room. So tell me about your journey in beer. What were you doing before that, and what made you actually go into beer full time? I'm kind of curious about that.
I was supposed to be, or what I always is I guess a machinist, welder, fabricator, millwright. I can make or fix anything. That's just what I've done. And then in 2006, I thought, why not start a brewery? I've been home brewing for, I guess, 6 or 7 years by then. And I started focusing on like the business side of because I already know how to make beer, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. Then I started looking at what's going to cost, where do you get equipment, la-di-da-di-da.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2008, I started building my brewery out in New Haven, Missouri. And I was out there till the end of 2016. We got opened on the hill. We moved into the city then, yeah.
Nice. That was the end of 2016.
Yeah, I think we got the tasting room open in 2016, and we brewed our first brew was Christmas Eve of that year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a big moment. So what made you land in that neighborhood? I mean, you came from almost an hour and a half away.
We looked for right at 2 years, different properties all around St. We knew we wanted to be the city. I just had a production brewery out there. It was beautiful. It's Cedar Creek Conference Center, New Haven, Missouri. It's a gorgeous place, and I loved being there. But there was no people. There was no tasting room. We're out in the country. So I just did production only. And then we knew we wanted to move to the city. So like I said, I think it was about 2 years we looked at a bunch of different properties around the city.
Mm-hmm.
And we found there was a bunch of cute, neat, quaint buildings, but they would have took $1 bazillion just to get even dry,
Mm-hmm.
We found this big, ugly steel building set up perfect. It had water and sewer and drains and electric. It had everything I needed for a brewery docks. And it was on the hill. We love the hill. And I think my wife told me I don't think there ever was a brewery on the hill, even back in the old days.
In the history of the hill, there's
which I find hard to believe, but I think, if so, we're the first, biggest, best.
Well, everybody that lived in the hill back in the day probably just worked at the big brewery downtown. They just drove
most
to
of the
work.
guys on the hill, I found out a lot of them, where our brewery is in particular, down on the bottom of the hill, there was clay pits back in the old days, and I guess Italian immigrants come over, and they'd work all day digging clay and making bricks, firing bricks, and then walking up. Can I cuss?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, right. Because I'm terrible. But the stories I've heard was now we got to walk up this goddamn hill after working all day, and that's how the nickname come around the hill, because it's just a hill,
big hill. Yeah.
That's the theory and what I've heard. I know if you dig anywhere on our property 2 inches deep, it's just backfilled with busted brick from the old days. It's just covered in it.
The history of St. Louis is so cool, and the history of beer in St. Louis is incredible. I mean, what better town to have so many talented brewmasters creating beer? Because you guys do home brewers. Like, this is not just for the established breweries.
Right.
Like, you guys do I need to know how do you find these people? They submit. They just want to be there. Like, the history of the beer, and I talk to so many people. I mean, like all these people that I talk to. I mean, so many people live, work, and play around beer, in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think St. Louis was definitely built on beer, and that's great. And, for many centuries, that was a lot cleaner than drinking water, right?
Yeah, for a long time.
Martin Luther, our founder of the Lutheran Church, was a big home brewer, and his wife was a celebrated one. And everybody came over to have some of her home brew. Really? She was just because, again, it was cleaner than water. And they learned how to do it, and so it's traveled through the generations as a part of a denominational thing, and Germans and all that kind of thing. But taking a part of the Craft Brew Festival, capitalizing on that. It's as St. Louis as you get, and then the home brewers. This year we have Fitzer Property Group, who is promoting our homebrew horseshoe. We started it with the STL Brew Hogs, homebrew group a couple of years ago, homebrew club. Many years ago, and they help us through the Homebrewers Guild of St. Louis really promote the event. And so we say we have the largest gathering of homebrewers at any festival, and I really do believe that.
Yeah.
There's other festivals around, and they might have one homebrewers club, but not everybody has. We have about 8 coming this year.
All right, that's cool.
So it's and we just believe, and people love that. We have a people's choice.
Okay.
Vote that day, so they go around and you get to try all the beers, and then you get to choose, and the brewer gets $100 reward. It's more about bragging rights than it's about anything else, but it's still there really are some of the best brews there, that's for sure, and people really enjoy it. They really enjoy talking to the homebrewers, and the homebrewers, just like you, how you started as a homebrewer, they just really truly love it for the science, the camaraderie, the experience, being at the festivals, all of that stuff. And
like-minded people in the crowd.
Like-minded people. So that's a really unique part of Brew in the Lou, is that home brewer piece that just keeps growing. We started the Horseshoe. They'd always been a part of our group, like other festivals, but we created the Horseshoe 2 years ago, and that has just kind of blossomed as a part of that. And there's also a bottle competition that we do with home brewers as a separate part of Brew in the Lou. It's kind of adjacent. It's a sanctioned competition, so we have to have sanctioned judges that come in, and people submit. We have 150 submissions this year, and the winner of that gets to brew their brew at the Anheuser-Busch Pilot Brewery. So that's really exciting, that you get to go in there and
that's for the homebrewers.
And that's for the person, the bottle competition, the sanctioned. We have the People's Choice at the festival.
Yep.
But then the sanction group gets to do that at the pilot brewery, which is a really exciting time. And
That's cool.
it'll be on tap usually during the holidays or any other time there. And so they get to, and then they get to take home
So I can't enter this, huh?
I know. I'm sorry, buddy.
First Community Credit Union is the official banking partner of STL Bucket List. They've been serving St. Louis families for 90 plus years with 40 plus local branches and over 400,000 members. From personal credit loans to mortgages to kids and teen accounts, they also have a partnership with the STL Blues. You see Louie here if you're watching on YouTube. We're proud to use First Community. I use it for my own family and my own business. We're excited for them to be the official banking partner of STL Bucket List.
Sorry, buddy.
You're ready. No, you're just sampling. So I want to read off some of the vendors that you guys have.
Thank you.
Of course, we got Second Shift Brewing there, Four Hands Brewing Company. You have the Research Pilot Brewery, Bearwood Spirits, Boulevard Brewing. So you have some Kansas City brands out there as well. I see the Kansas City Beer Company, Noble Ice Vineyards, one of our friends. I love going out there to Augusta. Their swirls. Are they going to do the swirls there?
That's what they're hoping to
the
do.
sangrias.
Yeah.
Those canned sangrias are amazing.
Yes, that was really what they want to promote.
Crossroads Brewery, they're out over in O'Fallon. They do a good job. Good News. I've been to his place out in Defiance. I like to go to like these small town places just because just the energy off the Katy Trail with Good News. He always has a party out there. You have some wineries. You got Wellbeing out there with some non-alcoholics and Third Wheel, which is out in St. Peter's. I've been there to that. I've been to like all these.
I'm so glad that you know.
I know all these places.
You've been to more than I have, and
St.
I try
Louis
to travel
Bourbon
around.
Society. We're working with those guys, and they're doing a big event too. And but I like the addition to spirits, and then I also like the food options that you guys have. Of course, you got the goats at Dogtown Pizza.
That's right.
Lucha's Pizza, K-Bop, the Korean barbecue. Unbelievable.
They are so good, aren't they? We had them first time last year, and they wanted to come back. We're so thankful.
And then the marketplace. I mean, I can keep scrolling here, but you got my favorites. You got Two Men in a Garden, the best salsa in the city.
They're so good, and we have they're actually representing themselves, and they're in partnership with the Bare Knuckle Barbecue, which is being produced by some alumni of the St. Louis Blues, Reed Lowe, Cam Jansen, and Reed and Cam will be at Brew in the Lou this year.
Nice.
So come by their booth and sample the sauce.
Yeah.
But also get to know them, and they'll be autographing some things and that kind of thing. Yeah. And so there's always great partnerships that we produce through this event. Lucha's and all the other pizza places are partners that have been with us for years, and they just sample. They don't sell anything, and that helps us give some balance to the beer.
Yeah.
If we don't have enough free stuff, we have plenty of things for people to buy for food, and that are nice additions. But we need to have some free food, so we have brats provided by Salem Lutheran Church and School that they cook for us, and then we have these 2 pizza places, and we have some other chilies and things like that. So there's plenty of free food options, plus the food trucks and the retail. And it's just like I said, partnerships come up every year. Our schools come and they give out water. We have one of our schools come in this year and give out water.
No lack of volunteers with the amount of schools that you guys have.
No lack of volunteers. No, I mean we always say it's a little bit of a Lutheran reunion, but it's not exclusively for Lutherans. We do have a limited number of sales, though. I mean, there's no better place than around the Lily Pond at Francis Park.
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful venue.
It's nice.
We love it.
Yeah.
And so we wouldn't ever move from that spot. But we do have a kind of a limited number that we can have because of the capacity of the place. I mean, it is a park, but around the Lily Pond can get very crowded.
Yeah.
And also we want it because of folks like Second Shift who come and are so generous to sample their products for completely free.
Yeah.
We don't want them to have to bring too much beer.
Of course.
That's enough to ask them to bring. And so we limit it to about 2,000. So, and we did sell out last year because the weather was fabulous.
Yeah.
So we hope people will think about buying early. And we do have the pre-discounts as well for those tickets.
That's amazing. And Steve, I mean, how do you get inspired? Because you've been doing this for a long time, but seeing these other vendors there, I mean, does that get you inspired as far as like seeing other home brewers and kind of like make you look back to where you were 10, 15, 20 years ago? And just being able to just go and hang out and see what they're doing.
We get home brewers that come in our place quite a bit. And it's going to sound terrible, but a lot of brewers go, there's a home brewer out there with some beer. And I go, all right, where's it at? I'll go try it out, because I love it.
Yeah.
I'll give them honest feedback, good or bad. But I mean, I was a home brewer, and most of us were.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's weird when you start a brewery and own a brewery or become a brewer somewhere, then you go, they're just home brewers. Go, yeah, you were too, dummy. We you just didn't wake up being a lawyer one day and go, I'm going to start a brewery tomorrow and start doing it. you graduate into it. You start out home brewing typically 99% of the time.
Yeah.
So I'd love, we get bottles dropped off, people drop off cans. And if it's good, I'll tell them. If it's bad, I'll tell them and explain my reason. If they like it, then I'm wrong,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own taste.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see that you guys highlight, those home brewers and really not even just highlight them, but give them opportunities. For over 150 years, SSM Health has been providing hope, healing, and opportunities to the St. Louis community. With over 40,000 employees across 4 states, they're not only delivering exceptional care, they're one of the region's largest employers, shaping the future of healthcare. We're proud to present SSM Health as the official healthcare partner of the STL Bucket List show. If you've dreamed of a career where you're truly making a difference every day, SSM Health can help you take that to the next step. Learn more at their website in the link in the show notes.
Yeah, we really spotlight them and make sure that they're great folk, and you never know where it's going to go. I mean, when you started, did you see yourself having this kind of brewery when you were just saying, I'm going to make some brew at home?
Oh, no.
Right. Like that was a true evolution. So the folks that we're talking to,
see it.
We never know where they're going to go next, especially if they get the, when the bottle competition where they get to do it at AB
they could end up working at some of your spots, or they could end up, that's a lot of that evolves into that.
They
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't start a brewery.
Yeah.
Be a brewer.
Right. Well, and our the head brewer at Good News won the bottle competition a couple of years ago, and so he got to brew his own beer at a different spot. Not that he couldn't do it at Good News, but it's just another opportunity for him to explore. I mean, brewing beer is great science, right? It's a wonderful opportunity to learn and explore and challenge and be creative. Certainly creative with the tastes and the types of beer that you use. I mean, I think that if you get into beer, you realize how many levels of different types there are. When you go, if you have something like a Bud Light, that's great, wonderful beer, nothing wrong with it. But you don't understand that there's so many levels of beer out there that people, and so one of the things that a beer festival like this does, and what Brew in the Lou does, is introduce us to all these different types of beers that can really open up our world to great taste. And if you're a person who likes to explore great taste, Brew in the Lou is a great place for you. And one of our vendors said that a couple of years ago. This is a great place for me, and they were a food vendor. They were jams vendor, because this is people who like to explore great tastes, and
so these are their customers.
Savories, the people that will be adventurous and try new things, and and they're getting their palate ready to go with all the beers and the wines.
You guys do unlimited tastings,
right? You get with every general admission ticket, you get a 5-ounce glass, and with a VIP ticket, you get a 12-ounce glass.
Oh wow!
And so unlimited, you can come around as long as you have
with
the glass.
3-ounce pour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
I think that's all we can pour is 3, but I could be wrong.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the glass is a little bigger. You can't get a 3-ounce glass. But it's a 3-ounce pour. And so, if you have your bracelet that day that says that you're over 21, you can have as many pours as you like for 1 to 5 p.m. The VIP experience, it gives you a few different levels that you can do. We have private food in there. We have private bathrooms, which is a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
The vendors get to take care of that. They get to enjoy that as well. And then we have a different pour in there, Duval, and then they just get a different area, and then they get the larger glass. So paying just a little bit more for a different experience too.
No, that's great.
And then this year, of course, you mentioned well-being, the non-alcoholic driving things that are out there. Do you guys have a non-alcoholic yet?
No, absolutely not.
I'm not going to do it. And I don't blame you. And I think everybody should remain pure. But there's a huge drive out there for that non-alcoholic.
There is, yeah.
And well-being kind of reconstituted this year and merged with, and they're coming to sample and sell as well. So we're excited, and we have a lot of people who ask us about that.
Well, I noticed you guys also had the ticket for the designated driver ticket.
That is right.
So it's a discounted ticket for the people that might be sober, might be the designated driver, so they can still come, have a good time, try some food, but then be there, at the event, which is really great that you guys thought about that.
Yeah, I think that everybody wants to make sure that they're taken care of, as well as the people that last year I had people calling. They were pregnant moms. They wanted to come and they wanted to see the event, but they sure couldn't drink. And, or they just want to be the designated driver for the group. And so we want to make sure we have that available for folks. So we have a couple, Shafley will bring a non-alcoholic as well. We don't know who else is, but those are the ones that have told us that they're. And then, of course, the great spirits as well. A
Mhm.
lot of people are interested in that. As you said, sangria at the what's wine, but all the other spirits that are coming, bourbon,
Yeah.
they come and bring
Well,
their
Vodcade, I saw that they were coming. I just met them on a
Yes.
golf trip, and they have like these like electrolyte vodka drinks that are like Gatorade with vodka in it.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's
I just
crazy.
tried some of those, which was pretty cool.
That's,
But-
it's odd.
it's crazy.
I
It's
know
cra-
Wellbeing was messing around with that a couple of years ago. I think we helped them out in some way for a
Yeah.
bit. But they were talking about putting electrolytes in the NA beer. And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know you could buy electrolytes, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I
Yeah.
know that they do them now, like the liquid IVs and stuff like that. But it's like dust. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. But you stay hydrated. But you're staying hydrated anyways. The STL Bucket List show is proudly sponsored by Suede Dispensary. With 11 Missouri area locations, Suede does so much for the St. Louis community. We've been working with this team for a couple years back since medical was here, and we're excited to support their new product launches, events, and community initiatives. We couldn't be happier to work with this premier cannabis brand, and we're excited for them to sponsor the show. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. No, I think that what you guys are doing is super special, and I think that we're proud to be a part of it, proud to promote the festival for you guys. Obviously, with STL Bucket List, we hope that we get you guys sold out when we post all the rest of these things, and really just help elevate your message and help elevate, what you guys are doing. So tell us, for the people that are buying tickets, for the people that are on the fence for tickets, tell us exactly what the money does when it goes. Because I know you have a section on your website, but it'd be nice to know for the people that are buying the tickets of where that money goes.
Sure. Like I said, LESA is an association of 34 Metro Lutheran schools. So we're in St. Charles County, St. Louis County, and on the Illinois side.
Mhm.
And all of our schools pay a fee to be a part of us, but we support them with professional development. So we bring in people from Concordia Irvine once a year or any of our Concordia colleges to help educate our teachers. Plus, we continue to educate our admins. We provide additional STEM training as well as STEM training individually, and you can get certificates. We do some mental health support for our schools. We have a grant for that. So basically, our mission is to lift up schools and make it accessible for anyone who would like a private school opportunity, not just Lutherans, but a private school opportunity. We provide $588,000 of scholarships in the 25-26 school year for over 700 students to have that opportunity and access to Lutheran education and to private Christian education. And so we provide that alternative, and we support the health of the schools through what we do. And then, of course, we do marketing for an alternative to public schools. Public schools are great. My kids are in public schools. They were also spent some time in private school, and we believe in both, and we see the benefit of both. And people out there are always looking for other opportunities, for education, and that Christ-centered education is really the difference that we can bring to it. And so what Lutheran Elementary School Association is support all of those opportunities.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you get to get together and drink some beer and support.
We have the benefit. We have the benefit in our tribe to enjoy a little spirit as we get to do all those things.
Yeah, and it's all for a good cause, and it's a good place to showcase, some of the great beer companies in St. Louis too. I mean, you got you got a handful of people there. I mean, Schlafly's going to be there, Second Shift, and Four Hands. Just being able to have fun, try some new products. I don't know what you guys are going to be sampling, but I'm sure it's going to be something fun that you guys are working on.
It'll be 3 or 4 or 5 beers. I'm sure we usually at least 4 or 5 beers to every fest.
Yeah, just to give people options. And so, Steve, I kind of want to ask you a little bit. So about the craft beer industry. I mean, you've been in it for so long. What are you guys doing to kind of keep pushing forward? I know we had talked a little bit off camera, but what do you see? Is it more experience based? Is it more brewery based? Is it more product wholesale? I mean, like what does the future of Second Shift look for you guys?
We're about the same as we've always been, or at least since we moved to the Hill. Nobody knows where this, because a lot of younger kids are not drinking now. Just people are turning away from alcohol, which doesn't make sense to me, and I don't, because I've been asked about NA stuff before, and that's a little too risky for me. I think we did a talk for a thing at AB one time. They invited me to talk about making NA beer, which I don't do. But there's a lot of risk involved with that, as far as, or could be, let's say, of getting infections and making people sick. You can't get sick from beer unless you drink a lot. But once you remove alcohol, there's 3 things that make beer safe: alcohol, pH, and hops. You pull one of them out, now you can get bad stuff to grow in that can or keg or whatever. You can do NA beers. You can can them, but you got to go through a pasteurizer. We don't have one of them. They're expensive and they're big. Drafts shouldn't be done. I think some people are trying to start that now. And I know the Brewer Association, a couple of NBA, a couple of people are fighting like, please don't do this. Anyway, I'm going to go off on a tangent on that. But I think, I don't know. We're just trying to do with what we're doing. Try to make the beer better every time we brew. Every time I brew a batch of beer, some of these beers I've made since the beginning. Ardent Neurosis or IPA was the first beer I ever brewed. And we're still making it now. And it's probably our top seller still. And I'm tweaking it. I'm always playing with it. I'm always trying to make it better because I don't want to rest on my laurels and what's good 10 years ago is not going to be good 10 years later. So I try to tweak it to stay with the way people want that style of beer to be. We did just open up, relaunched in the Chicago, Illinois, but mainly Chicago area. And we're going into Wisconsin here at the beginning of the month in October. We sell 90% of our beer in Missouri, 7-8% in Illinois as it stands right at the moment, and then a little bit in Florida, a little bit in Georgia, a little bit in different places. We have a couple states, places we'd like to go. We've sold a little bit of beer in Scandinavia. We go over there every year for a couple of beer fests in Denmark and Sweden. So we hustle a little bit over there every now and again. But we're really trying to bring it back and just, I wish I could make 10,000 barrels a year and every drop sold in Missouri. Just keep it close. So if you had a bar and you called me up and said, I think something's wrong with this beer, I'll drive, keep within a 4-hour circle kind of a thing. Because me and my wife have done that. Libby, she keeps the brewery running. I'm just in the back. I'm the mule making a beer and sweating and working. But she
doing podcasts.
Yeah, and do podcasts, yeah. But she's the one who keeps it humping and going.
And you create an experience at your guys' brewery has a unique experience. For one, the location is so unique. You're right there on the hill, but you're still so close to Hampton. All these different intersections of you guys, but you're still kind of tucked. You're tucked there, right there by
a lot of people don't know where they're.
Yeah.
If we get food delivery or truck drivers are like, where am I supposed to go? I said, over here, come here. I'll go out the street.
But that's part of the experience. I mean, it was the same when you guys pulled up today. You're like, where am I at? It's like this experience is creating, and I've talked to a lot of people, not just in beer, but in wine and in spirit. And what they're doing is they're creating places where people can gather. And that's what Brew in the Lou is doing. You know?
Exactly. I think that's one of the things we want to do is highlight the craft brewers and what they bring to the culture.
Yeah.
And as I travel around to the breweries and talk to the brewers as we're getting ready for this festival, they really enhance any place that they are. And there's one near you. Yeah. I don't care where you are, you're near a craft brewery.
Yeah.
And who are doing all really quality work. I mean, thinking about Steve's work here is not just in St. Louis. And, it's not easy. It's been explained to me. We do a custom brew. This is our second year to do a custom brew, and I can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But when we first started talking about doing a custom brew with a local brewery for this event, because other people do it for everything, and I'm like, why are we not doing it for Brew in the Lou?
Yeah.
And
I saw that.
Yeah. And so we're doing that with Square One, and we can talk about that. But talking about how difficult it is to go from a home brewer to having a brewery to actually canning and bottling beer.
Yeah.
I can't speak to it, but it's a really complicated process that not everybody can do to get to that level, and then to be able to distribute it widely like you guys are. I mean, that's a great story. And so what people don't know is that a lot of craft breweries are doing that.
Yeah.
And that we're so thankful for the big ones that have always been great in the country, but we're, I think, exciting growth area for alcohol and beer is through this craft brewery and what they're doing. But it's not an easy process.
No. It's not easy. It's hard to get. It's hard to sell beer, especially now. 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't that everybody wanted more. We were growing like crazy. But it's going to start. St. Louis, I've done beer fest all over the country and in Europe a lot. And we're one of the few cities still that because I get asked, I can be in I almost said names. I don't want to do with that. I can be in a city. And they go, you guys get along? I said, we're all like family. We're all like family. We help each other all the time. I can call up. I mean, Schlafly's helped us. Modern's helped us tremendously. A Perennial, all of us are like, going to we all go to weddings. I've had my wedding at Perennial, we're just one big happy family.
Mm-hmm. Because you're all in the same game. You're all
Yeah,
playing the
but
same
some
game.
cities it's not like that everywhere, and I'm always worried like it's going to go away, or like competition could get so bad where we're going to start fighting against each other. We haven't done that yet, and hopefully, maybe it's not going to happen. But I think it. And I've been to San Diego, Portland, Oregon, where they have 200 or 300 breweries and 5 or 6 good ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them making beer, and some making really bad beer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in St. Louis, and I hear it when I go to these, he's like, man, we went to St. Louis and we went to 10 breweries and they were all awesome.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. That's the weird thing about us. We have 6, I don't remember now, I'm going to say 60 within an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to another city and they might be the same size, same amount of breweries, and there's 2 or 3 good breweries.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have the best. We've been rated that before, like last year, maybe this year, I don't remember. It's always between us and like Grand Rapids, I think, like voted the best beer town or brewery city or something like that.
Yeah.
But we do a great job here.
Looking for something light, crisp, and absolutely refreshing? Zwickle Light by Urban Chestnut is the official light beer of the STL Bucket List show. It's less than 100 calories, and it's the perfect drink for summer. Enjoy a beer at the beer garden, in the Grove, or chilling at home in the backyard with your friends and family. This episode is sponsored by Upshot Coffee, 3 St. Louis area locations in Cottleville, Break Shop in St. Charles, and their new Hi-Fi location in Clayton. I personally use Upshot Coffee every day at my espresso machine at home, and I try to visit one of the shops at least once a week. They source the beans responsibly from local farms all across the world, and they take care of their staff, and they take care of the community. Let's get back to the show. And just showcasing and collaboration. So speaking of collaborations, the South City Eclipse release party is actually, the podcast is going to come out post this party, but it's going to be on Thursday night this week.
It's Thursday night
4 to 7 p.m.
At our partner this year, Square One Brewery, another one of those folks who've been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
And they decided to collaborate this year with us on a black IPA.
Okay.
I can't wait to taste it on Thursday
You
night.
haven't tried it yet?
I have not.
Oh, wow.
I cannot wait to try it.
You're trying it at the party.
I'm trying it at the party.
Yeah.
But for those of you that can't make the party, because this is going to broadcast after, it's going to be at Brew in the Lou.
Okay.
But that's the only, it will stay at Square
And it's
One.
called the South City Eclipse.
South City
a black
Eclipse.
IPA that shines, a custom collaboration between Brew in the Lou and Square One.
That's right.
Yeah.
And South City Eclipse, that name was, we did an online competition. We went to some of our people through email, our tribe that comes to Brew in the Lou. But we do a competition for it, and the person's getting 2 VIP tickets to attend. Christian Fierro submitted that name. Mm-hmm. We do a weighted vote after the submissions, and then a small committee then chooses that name that kind of benefits all the people that are involved.
Yeah,
and
here
so,
it is.
Yeah,
the South City Eclipse.
And then we created, and then we had folks create the logo for it, and it's just a lot of fun to do. Yeah. The party will be fun on Friday night or Thursday night, and then it'll be fun to sample there. Again, the creative process, and again, putting out the science and the excitement of being a part of the custom brew and the brew community. And again, I can't highlight enough what Steve just said about they're all great. Mm-hmm. You know, if you try every one, you'll be like, I like that one just as much as I did that one. And the home brews are the same. They're so good. Yeah. You would think it would be like not bar beer, but you're like, man, this
home brewers are, some of them are on
or dialed
beyond. They have better equipment than I do, you know, not size wise, but better equipment.
But just like for their amount
it's
that
amazing.
they make.
It's amazing what's going on with homebrewing.
Yeah,
now.
and the tastes are so
and they do it on
good.
such a small batch that they just make it the best absolute batch
beautiful,
ever.
And again, create community through their clubs. There's the St. Louis Brew Hogs, STL Brew Hogs, but there's the St. Louis Brews, and there's St. Louis Charles County Society Brewers. I mean,
people come in from all over to the Midwest, or people are coming in from all over like the St. Louis area to come to this?
Mostly St. Louis, but we do have a couple of Kansas City people that come in for retailers now. And the people come from all over the Midwest. We have a group of ladies who come from Memphis every year. They come for a reunion in St. Louis, and they make Brew in the Lou.
That's what I meant, like the guests that are coming in. Like
the ticket buyers
in.
are coming from all over the place. They make it a destination. So it's a great afternoon. I think that's the thing you want to experience. It's just there's something for everybody. And again, if you're not a drinker, that's okay. There's some options for you, as well as the great food and retail. You know, we have people that are clothes vendors, but we have candles. I can't wait every year to get my candles because we have top quality
I do
candles
love the candles.
at the event. Soaps, Airy Lane, which is a craft store in St. Charles. Just it's a high variety of things. You will not be bored in those 4 hours. Plus, again, funky butt.
Yeah.
Funky Butt is going on. I mean, amazing. So how many beers are you going to drink that day?
Oh my gosh. I complain every
But
year.
You're working though.
But I
You're
do not
spoken
get
for.
it.
You don't
I
get
do
to.
not drink.
Yeah.
And I get to drink more than some of my colleagues who are having to stay at the registration table. So I say, I didn't get to but a couple of pours, and they look at me. They're like, really? Really?
Only a couple pours.
That's 2 more than I got.
Yeah.
So I get to try it.
Yeah.
I get to try a few, but I need to stay. I need to stay upright too and keep going. And so
There's something special about the event, and then you're getting 2,000 people there, and the money that you guys raise, and stuff like that. And no, we're super excited. So for those of you guys listening right now, buy tickets today. It's October 11th. You can go to their website. That's the easiest spot, brewintheLou.com. You click the link. It goes to the Eventbrite page. You guys can buy tickets. And then even after the festival, we're going to post a list of a lot of these breweries that people can visit so they can come see you, Steve, at Second Shift. And, just come experience the food scene, the beer scene. And a lot of these breweries, I got 2 young kids. These are some of the only places that I can go, with my 2 little kids.
Oh, since we started, before
Yeah.
COVID, we had a little play area for
Yeah.
kids with toys, and there's changing rooms in both men's room. They have changing tables.
Yeah.
Because we have 2 little ones. Yeah. Well, I want families there.
And
Yeah.
breweries are the spot for us to feel like you can be loud, you can hang out, you don't have to feel like you're, so I was actually at this place in O'Fallon. They're not going to be there, but Goodwood Brewing. I don't know if you've been out there in O'Fallon. It's way out in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Yeah.
Goodwood, if you're listening, we really want you at Brew in the Lou.
Did you reach out to them? They didn't. I'll make a connection for you. Yeah, it was a super cool spot. My family lives out there, and my kids were screaming. And I got 2 kids under 2 years old. They were screaming, they were crying, but there was like 5 other kids doing it. So I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine. So
Yeah, I think that, not to get too cultural, but sometimes in society we find it hard to connect with people, right? And that we find hard to find places where people can gather as families. And I think these breweries really create that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, there's beer, but there's not all beer, and there's some fantastic food.
Yeah.
I really
There's
love,
some good food.
some really great places. Good news, we were talking about earlier, you had some great pizza. What's some of your kind of featured food? We've had food at your place too.
Sammy's.
Central States.
Central
Yeah.
States,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, the sandwiches.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
yummy.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, those are yummy. And so it's there's something for everybody, but just a place to hang out that's safe,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about
Or like the reservation time, like 90 minutes. Like, hey, you got to get up.
no
It's
standing in
no.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that great family idea. And people might not always think that about breweries, but it really is a great place to be with family.
It's
And
just
so
neighborhood community hangouts. That's what it should be,
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Exactly. And again, there's one near you. We encourage you to just do breweries near me and you'll find one. And they're all great. As
Yeah.
you suggest, you've been to a lot of them, and I've been to a lot
Yeah,
of
I've been
them.
to a lot.
Between them all, and they're just a lot in St. Charles and a lot on the Illinois side too. So just look it up. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Well, Amee, Steve, appreciate you guys for coming on, being on the podcast today. We're super excited about Brew in the Lou and want to continue to support your guys' mission. Same with you guys with Second Shift. Continue to elevate that. And for people listening, like I said, go to Brew in the Lou. If you missed the event this year, there's probably other ways that you can support. They have a vendor list on there where you can always support the vendors that are generously donating their time to be at the event and be a part of something truly special. So I thank you guys both for joining us on the podcast today.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Yeah,
for what you're
absolutely.
doing for St. Louis and
Yeah.
for having us.
Yeah,
Really
appreciate you guys. Yep. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Hey, St. Louis, Brent Labowitz Law Firm, personal injury law firm here in St. Louis. Excited to be part of the STL Bucket List and sponsor them for their podcast. Just want to go ahead and say, if you ever need a personal injury lawyer here in town in St. Louis, give us a call, look us up. If you get involved in an accident of any type at all, give us a call, free case evaluation. We'll try to walk you through the process.
Today, they rep St. Louis. What to do in the Lou on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on.